Well, it's that time. It's nothing important. It's 250, I guess.
250, baby! Woo!
He had balloons ready.
I had balloons ready, boys.
First episode back, and he already destroys me with laughter 5 seconds in.
And this is why you should be watching the video version of it, wherever you can get this podcast. So, yeah, PixelPlay episode 250. I want to say it's great to have y'all here for our 250th episode, but let's be honest, I'm the only person that's actually been here for 250 episodes. Even the one time that I wasn't here, and, oh my god, what's the girl's name that came on our show like way back in the... What's that, Kaylan?
Yeah, Liv. It was Liv.
Yeah, Liv. Sorry,
yeah.
my brain was short-circuiting. I was technically still there. I showed up for like 5 seconds as the producer on that show. So technically, I have been the only person to be on all 250. So
you're the
this
only
is my
one
episode.
who knows how to press record.
Yeah.
That
Buttons
is
are
fair.
hard.
I am the only one that knows how to hit a button. Which is
and there's
funny
another
for
button.
a
There's
show
the
that's
stop
all
button.
about people who do things that involve hitting buttons.
That's true. That's true. I hit so many of them. It's crazy.
But yeah, it's episode 250. I wish we could say that we had something special planned out, but realistically, I mean, Kaylan's been kind of busy.
Balloons?
First of all, yeah, we have Kaylan and balloons. This is the most incredible episode we've ever done.
Okay, something
We don't
that would
even have
last
to
more
talk.
than 5 seconds planned.
No, that's it. The episode's done. Thanks for
But two things.
I'm only
One,
good for 5 seconds, really.
One, that involves actual work. And then two, yeah, good job, Kaylan. And two, we didn't even hit 500 subscribers, so sorry, y'all, but you didn't give us a reason. So it
This
seems like
is
10 of
the
you
week.
need to subscribe right now so that there's a reason for us to do a special episode.
250 episode. This is where we hit the 500.
I mean,
Hit
we
smash
should.
so
and like
close to
that
10
like
away.
button.
I mean, unless something crazy happens, God forbid, we should by the end of this year, so that's cool.
Yeah, that will be cool.
We should
We're
by
almost
the end
there.
of the summer, the way we've been going, but who knows? It might actually change. Because this is the thing. I will never figure out the algorithm. The only way we will get something right in the algorithm is by complete accident. It'll have to literally involve, like, okay, the algorithm is specifically designed so that people watch 1.5 hour shows that are literally just 3 old guys talking about shit.
Man, that's my algorithm. That's me right there.
Right? So if it
That's
ever
my
changes,
pocket right there. That's
we're
where
ready.
I go.
We're ready. It's probably for a change that's never coming.
You know,
so.
there's not enough white guys talking on the internet. Like, it's really kind of a niche area. Do you think that would be a little bit bigger?
Kaylan, when you're not here, you get to build up all of these one-liners.
I was going to say,
here,
not
and it's
enough
just-
straight cis
Oh
white,
my
and then
God.
my brain went, Adam, you're not even that. Shut up.
I was accurate with my statement.
Yeah, I feel underrepresented too. Yeah.
Well, Kaylan, how's it feel being off sabbatical?
I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I got lots to say. I got lots of words that have been just building up, so I'm happy to be back and talk for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, I think Kaylan needs to go first with what he's been playing and everything that's going on.
Ah.
I feel like we owe it to him.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I mean, we
I've
do
been,
we do have to save the best for last, which is why I can't wait to piss him off when I go at the end. So yeah, we should let Kaylan start and get some stuff out of the way. It's okay, Kaylan. I didn't play Kingdom Hearts or some shit. You don't have to worry about that.
I'd expect you to
I'm
do
not
that.
saying it's any better than that, but you know.
No, so a lot's happened. It's been what, like a month since I've been
Yeah.
on
Been
the
a little bit.
podcast. So lots has happened. I finished Pragmata. So I'll start with Pragmata. Fantastic game. Absolutely loved it. It has a very fun, unique loop. I wasn't sure at first about the hacking and shooting mechanic, but by the end I was totally down with it. I love the story. Diana is probably my favorite character I've interacted with in a video game. And I mean, as a dad, this just hits. Like, this is kind of gives a lighthearted version of The Last of Us, like a little bit more innocent, a little bit more upbeat. The main character, you know, is not Joel and is a lot more like optimistic and positive and stuff. Really cool premise. Gameplay's great. Ran fantastic. I never had any glitches or bugs or anything with this game. It's fantastic. I wasn't sure about this. I don't play a lot of Capcom games, but this one just hit the right spot. I kind of liked how it wasn't overwhelming at any point. I liked doing the extra challenges that it had. I never got tired of this game. It was perfectly timed, perfect length. The story was captivating, if a little predictable. I wouldn't say the story is the most amazing aspect of this game, but this game is just one of those where it does everything very well. I wouldn't say it is, groundbreaking or, revolutionary, but it has unique ideas, and it knows exactly what it's trying to do. sits in the pocket. And for me, this is a, 5 out of 6, maybe a 6 out of 6 game. I think, anyone who's slightly interested should absolutely play it. Totally recommend it. It looks great as well. Other thing that happened is I actually got a PS5 Pro while I was gone. I was able to find a discount secondhand one for a wicked deal. Pick that up. So far, kind of not sure if it's worth it. Certainly it's a great console. I absolutely like it, but I don't notice much of a difference yet. So far on it, I've played Pragmata, and the other game I've been playing is Mina the Hollower. So I bought a PS5 Pro so I could play.
Which I'm sure you're running it through its paces with that one. So
sure,
Yeah,
yeah. I've got the
fan must be going
HDR,
crazy.
all that kind of stuff going on it. But no, it's good. I've yet to see anything that makes me justify this purchase. I needed a second PlayStation either way, so it was like I was going to get one, and for the price I saw, I was like, I'm going to pull the trigger, but I don't see it as a system that you need to run out and go buy. The way I'm looking at it, this is going to be my PS6 for the next little while. I don't feel compelled yet to jump on to the next generation, so I figured I'm going to buy this before prices get even dumber, and then go from there. But what I really want to talk to you guys, Mina the Hollower, and it's up here on screen. Guys, I have not had a game grip me this hard in such a long time. I was a little apprehensive going into it just because I was told it is a difficult game, and that is not the case. Sure, it has its challenges. There's moments where I'm dying and stuff, but overall, I find it very fair and balanced. It is not.
You can also modify the options to really make it as easy as you want.
That's the thing. I was prepared to kind of go in and do the modifications, and I'm like, I'm going to give this a try. And honestly, it is balanced perfectly. That there's times where it is a little bit challenging, but I've never once lost all my bones, which is like the currency or the souls that you would typically expect in a Dark Souls game. But this game is almost identical to Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. That top-down adventure game. You can kind of go anywhere in the open map. There's not that element of get an item and then use it for the dungeon and then kind of just don't really use it again. You can start with any weapon you want in this game and kind of find the other ones as you go, but you can beat it with just this weapon that you start with. I really like this game. I find it really cool. I like the art style and the design. The story is cool. I don't have it much, I'm about 75% in, and I have been obsessed with this game nonstop. I highly recommend it to anyone that is interested in a Legend of Zelda top-down sort of action-adventure game that maybe wants a little bit more challenge, but once again, fully accessible. And if it is still too hard on the base level, you can then upgrade or make modifications to make it even more easy. But yeah, this game is really accessible, really fun. I highly recommend it. It is definitely going to be somewhere on my game of the year conversation. I'm not sure where yet. The only gripe I have with this game is twofold. I find that there's some things that are not explained super well that I had to go on to.
That was my biggest complaint. It's also why I ended up dropping it. I started getting way too frustrated with not being able to know where anything was.
Well, so there's some aspects that are I'll give a little pro tip, slight, very beginner tip / spoiler. There's a newspaper stand at the first village that you get into that kind of tells you where you're supposed to go. So if you follow that, it kind of gives you a scaled progression of the game, but you can play it any way you want. But apparently there's also a booklet that we used to get in video games that apparently is digitally, but because this is a digital only game, you don't know unless you go look for it. But supposedly it has some hints and tricks and tips and stuff in there for you. But my biggest gripe with this is that when you heal, you have vials, and if you fill up your vial by doing damage to other enemies. So if you're watching the video, you see on the bottom there's a red health bar and a yellow part in it. If you were to use your vial, that's how much health you would get back. Totally fine. It's a cool mechanic. And it encourages you to be aggressive. The one problem is that you take fall damage. So there are some platforming parts of this level where you are platforming and you're falling and you're taking damage, but there's no enemies around for you to attack and fill up your healing gauge. So you're going to get minimal to no health regeneration with your vials. That's my only gripe, and I don't know how they would fix it. There is an option to make it that you don't take fall damage if you don't want to, but that was the only thing where I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing to this mechanic, but in these platforming levels, there's nowhere for me to get that damage or get the damage so I can get a more revivals on my vials. Revivals on my vials. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see how that would be a pain.
Yeah, so right here
Yeah.
you can see that he's like filling up, he's like taking a vial and getting his health, but in some situations, if you're just taking fall damage and there's no enemies to attack, you're not filling up that gauge to get the most out of your vials. But other than that, that's like my only kind of design gripe with it. Otherwise, this is in my opinion, perfect game. I am absolutely loving it.
Yeah, I will say,
Yeah.
I did mention that I dropped it, but it was not because I wasn't enjoying it. It's because I just kind of got frustrated with how many times I kept having to go back to guides and stuff too. And like, okay, it stops being a good experience for me when I'm spending way too much time like double checking everything, because now it seems like less like I'm playing so much as I'm reading. So I kind of ended up just going away from that. But I will say from the like 5 hours ish that I played of it, like it is a very, very well crafted game. Like they've done the combat is as solid and crisp as you can ask for it to be. It is a little bit challenging on its base difficulty, so there is a learning curve that you kind of got to get along to. But like in terms of the world that it builds, the way that it's designed to look essentially like a Game Boy Color game from back in the day, like it nails all of those things perfectly. And I understand why a lot of people are rating this really highly because it deserves that praise. It's just for someone like me that's not looking for something that's like old school tough, both in terms of combat and in terms of like figuring out where stuff is and like the mystery of like finding things. It isn't what I'm looking for at the time. So it's just one of those things that like after a little while I went, I'm enjoying this, but like not enough to stick with this because I've got other things that I could be doing right now. Maybe I come back to it at some point, who knows? But it's one of those things that at the time I just went, I think I've got my fill.
Yeah. No, I can totally see that. There are moments where I had to go through a guide as well. I didn't find it was all the time, but there's just some times where I was like, "Oh, man, I'm a little too far. Like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go next." So, yeah.
I'm also just bad at games, so you know.
I'm not gonna lie, like just seeing this gameplay makes me want to purchase this like right when we're done recording.
Chris, it's worth every penny. And I think it's like $30 or something like that. It's not a full, $70 game, so this is totally worth it.
Yeah, this speaks to me on all of my nostalgic and Legend of Zelda.
Chris, this game is made
oh,
for you with like
yeah.
the only, like I said, it is a difficult game. You can scale it down if you want, but this screams Chris.
Yeah, this is a Chris game for sure. And it's made by the Shovel
Club
Knight
Games.
development.
It is made
yeah.
by the Shovel Knight games.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so good.
I need it.
Speaking of you need it, what are you playing right now, Chris?
So I've been playing a couple things. I completed Gears Tactics. Don't have much to add to it. Just my final overall score is that it's like just one of those rock solid, like I guess 4 out of 6 or 7 out of 10 type of games. If you like the XCOM tactical type of games, I've gone from beginning to end of it, and it is great. Like it's good. It's that comfort food. It is a little repetitive where there's only like 4 different mission types and you do them over and over just with different cutscenes and different characters that you take to those missions. So whether it's like hold, in this one spot for at least 5 turns or something like that, kill all enemies on screen, or just keep moving forward and collecting chests. You have to get at least 3, and the map is slowly being bombed, so you have to move forward or else you just will straight up die. But yeah, it is a fantastic game in the genre. It is a little more simplified, I would say, maybe than some of the others, but I actually really liked that. It has a lot of extra abilities for characters and stuff that I just barely ever used or just didn't. I'm sure it would have made the game even easier, and I probably could have got through some missions better, or maybe if I'd put it on a much higher difficulty or something. Because you could have it where one character had an ability where it added like plus 20 to accuracy to everybody within range of that one character and all that kind of stuff. I played the game a lot more aggressively with like the basic type of attacks and cover and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you're into this type of genre of game, this game hits perfectly. The Gears of War franchise is perfect for a tactical game like this, just because the weapons and all that kind of stuff, it was already like XCOM style weapons and characters. The whole like an army or a group of people fighting against aliens coming down. Same idea, it's just the locusts now, which have like different types of locusts we already saw in the game. So translates perfectly. Highly recommend it for anybody into this genre. It's not a game of the year. It's not going to like break your mind with how good it is. It's just a very well done game in that genre that hits all that comfort food level notes with that genre, and it's cheap. It's like $40 regular price. I got it for like $15 in a Steam summer sale. It is on Game Pass. I'm sure it's just as cheap on Xbox. I think it's only in those two places right now, but still, if you can get your hands on it and you like this genre, highly suggested, especially when it's on sale.
Is
I
this
mean, it
like
gets you warmed up for Star Wars Zero Company, so
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very much. I'm not going to lie. This has got me a lot more excited for that game. I was already very excited, but now I'm even more excited.
My question for you,
Kaylan?
Chris, is like, is this like is this an entry into the genre? Like, if you've not played an
Yes.
XCOM, this is like, is this a place like, is this a good one to start with, or is it better to stick with XCOM?
I would say this is actually better to start with
XCOM would be
than
way
XCOM.
more of a challenging first one.
Yeah,
There's
this one,
so much more to XCOM.
yeah, this one is a lot more simplified, and it has a lot of different like difficulty levels. You can put it on. I didn't have it on the easiest difficulty. I had it, I think, on normal. But there was even like easy and maybe even very easy. I can't remember if there was a very easy, but I only had one mission that I died, and it's because I chose a very difficult version of a mission where everybody only got 2 actions per turn instead of 3. And it was because I wanted to get like legendary loot if I beat the level. I didn't, but it was also one where the bombs are coming up behind you and you have to constantly be moving forward. You needed 2 moves to stay ahead of the bombs, but then as soon as you needed to attack anybody, it took one of your actions and like you died because now you're stuck in the area with the bombs. It was just like a poorly made challenge in my opinion, but that was optional. You didn't have to do that. All the main missions, the bosses, all that kind of stuff, I was able to get through it without any major difficulty at all. Again, I was only playing on normal, but that means you could go easier if you're not used to the genre or harder if you are very used to the genre. Yeah, very, very fun. Highly suggested to get into the genre for sure. Another thing that actually is getting me more excited for Zero Company is I've been playing Lego Star Wars finally. I've owned this game on my PS5 for like ever because it was 90% off. I'm not going to lie, I struggled with getting through the prequel trilogy. I don't know if it's the levels or just I don't really like the movies as much. I don't know. But I did struggle with that. But as soon as I hit A New Hope, it feels like the comedy, like the Lego comedy, got turned up to 11. Like the amount of jokes they've been making and really funny things where they've been changing the references and that. I've found the game now just like super engaging and a lot of fun. So I mean, I don't have much to say about it. It still feels like a Lego game. It's not like doing anything crazy. It's nicer than the ones from like the Xbox 360 era. It looks a little bit nicer, but it's still just Lego characters with some weird ray tracing on some like water behind you and stuff like that, right? But a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it. But I just kind of do like one per day or something, like one movie per day to kind of get through it. But yeah, it's fun so far. Very funny.
So yeah, I played this one and like I was in it for the first part. If I remember correctly though, you have to play them in like order. You have to play the prequels first and then the original trilogy and then the
I think so. Yeah, you had to play it in order, and you don't have the free roam unlocked until you beat the levels and all that kind of stuff too.
like
Yeah.
I felt there was like a lot of like gates and barriers in this game compared to like previous ones. Like the one that kind of got me into Lego games was like the original Marvel Avengers, and I thought that one was perfect. Like you were in this open world city, go through and like start the missions, but here it was a little bit more restrictive. And I got to the point where I don't even think I finished like the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, I could see myself after being done with the original trilogy finding it hard again to get through it because the prequels were, I don't know, the comedy just wasn't hitting the same and that like little Lego charm. But I just finished A New Hope today, and I thought that was like peak. Like I thought that was really, really, really well done. So yeah. And then lastly, the game I've been playing a bit is Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Saw the new Spider-Man film. It got me like super hyped up on Marvel.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, the
I get what
movie.
you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, movie is
I'm-
so good.
I'm
So
thinking of
good.
taking my son to it this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, you should. Absolutely, you should. It's, in my opinion, the second best Spider-Man movie ever made, and that's just because Spider-Man 2, for me, with Doc Ock, is, like, in a league of its own. It always will be. It's part nostalgia, but, yeah. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I feel like some Marvel stuff. What do I want to play? And I was like, oh, right. In the Steam Summer Sale, I bought Marvel Cosmic Invasion to play with my friends. I decided to not wait for my friends and just hop in and start playing. I got through a big part of it just by myself. Um, I think it's a fantastic game. It's made by the same people that did Shredder's Revenge, I think it's called, the Ninja Turtles one,
Yeah.
which I loved. The thing that's a little bit interesting here is that with the TMNT one, you could do 6 people all at once, but whatever character you played, you play as. Here, they did it a bit different where you can only have 4 people playing at the same time, but it's because you actually get to choose 2 characters, and you can actually do like combos where you press a combo buttons, and like you'll have on screen right now is Storm. You'll be playing as Storm, but then Wolverine will come up and start attacking as well, and you kind of do a combo move. You also press another button and you just switch between characters. It's important where if your main character you're playing with is low on health, you can switch, and then the other character has full health, so you're okay. You're not going to like die, and as you pick up health, it may actually heal your other character in reserve and stuff. Lots of cool things there, but it does make it only 4-player instead of 6. Kind of like, it's kind of a shame. I get why there wouldn't have been enough characters to have it where you have 6 people and each person gets to choose 2. That would be like, you'd get to the point where, because I don't think it allows you to do double up, like where 2 people can be Wolverine and that kind of stuff. So I think that they just wouldn't have had enough characters when the game first launched to be able to have like 12 characters used up every turn. Some people would be kind of like, okay, I'm going to be the 2 characters I just really don't want to be. But yeah, the actual gameplay plays very, very well. Each character has its own special move, main move, and all that kind of stuff. It actually feels very unique to play as the different characters. Some you can like double tap the jump button and you actually stay in the air and float and hover, so you can attack and not worry about things on the ground, attack in the air. Other characters can't do that. Some characters are very physical. Some are more like energy based, where it's more distance and ranged. It's very, very, very fun to play. I've played solo and I have played online with randoms. The only difficulty with randoms is some people seem to join, play one level, and then they just drop. So then you're just either alone again, or you're with like other people and you're waiting for, somebody else to join. And it seems like the online is kind of a little messy right now. Again, I don't know if that's just people playing the game and kind of being jerks, or if that's something to do with the cross play and the network or something like that. No idea. But yeah, if you can get a group of people playing, I could definitely see it, especially if you have friends that you actually just like actually play together and don't worry about like finding randoms online. It is so much fun, and the more people you have, the better it is. Because I actually hit a point when I was playing solo on like level 9 that I was dying to the boss. Like I actually couldn't beat the boss by myself, because of one mechanic that the boss had that made it very difficult for only one person to deal with. Whereas as soon as I played with multiplayer with only just one other person, I was able to get through the boss first try. So it
would you
is
say
something I would
this
say.
is not a manageable first, like this is not a viable solo game. Like it's one that you almost need to play with somebody else at some point.
Yes, I would honestly say that. I think you can do the first like 8 levels or something like that, no problem. But it gets to a point where the difficulty does seem to get turned up, and it becomes extremely difficult for one person to get through. Now, it could be a skill issue with me. I love beat 'em up games, but it's not like I'm fantastic at them. I don't know a lot of the special moves. If there is a block or something, I very rarely use it. Like I am a very aggressive beat 'em up kind of player. But yeah, like the difficulty does ramp up at a certain point, and it stays up there too. It's not even just like one level that seems off. It is every level after a certain point that you definitely need some friends. Now it does have online, so you can just play with some online randoms. But again, matching up with people can be a bit of a pain, where it seems to sometimes take a bit, and it's again, they may drop after like halfway through the one level you're on. So, yeah, but it is a lot of fun, and it is a little expensive, I'd say, for what it is. I think it's like $40. Yeah, it's a little expensive. I got it in the Steam Summer Sale at half off. I think it was like $22 or something. I would say that's a good price or lower. If you're big into Marvel, that $22 or whatever price point, really good. If you're going to go, if you're not like a huge Marvel fan or beat 'em up fan, definitely wait for it to go a little bit more on sale from even there. Yeah. Yeah. But very fun. If you are a Marvel fan, it just hits because it's just like every random character they thought of is just getting thrown in there, same as the villains you fight. It's not just the stereotypical ones. There are ones that you see and you're like, wow, that is a deep cut. I forgot about that guy. And I love that when it comes to Marvel. So,
Cool. Adam? You said
Adam,
you had something that's going to make me explode?
I'm so proud of myself. So, y'all know I'm a fucking weeb. I'm a massive anime dude.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, checks out. Figures on the wall, kind of give it away. I found a dumb game that honestly I think is a lot of fun. I think everybody would enjoy. It's not Kaylan coded very well, and I think Kaylan, just by sheer what the name of the game is, would immediately be like, I'm not touching this with a 50-foot pole.
I'm not even going to look at it. I just want to hear the name.
Yeah.
So the full title is called Truck-kun is Supporting Me from Another World.
All right, I got to see this game.
All right, so if you like Crazy Taxi, you'll like this game a lot, actually. Because the whole point is a girl gets isekai'd, which means she got killed and sent to another world, so she got hit by a truck.
Of course.
You are the truck driver, and she is communicating you from the other world saying, hey, you need to also hit other people with your truck, so we summon them into my world so I can kill them, send them back, but I gain experience so I can defeat the Demon Lord and come back to this world, because I am an important, vice president of a company now, and I need to get back to work because that is I need this money. I need this so bad. I need this job. So it's literally just the idea of you have this big map. You need to run people over to spawn them into the world, and then run over objects so that it powers up her meter so she can beat them faster. And you'll get missions throughout. Like you can see it if you're watching the video version. If you see the top right corner, there'll be objectives where it'll be like, hey, hit 10 cars, we'll give you 30 more seconds on your timer, because it has that Crazy Taxi, Simpsons Road Rage sort of. There's a set timer that you have until the game ends, and then you have to do another run. Or if you do a certain mission, it might give you stars, and stars is towards, it's currency that lets you get further into milestones that kind of unlocks more and more in the game. But also, the more and more stars you're collecting, the more you're it's taking from Grand Theft Auto a little bit, your heat meter goes up, which means cops start to come in and start to try to interrupt you, so you can take them out by either boosting or sideswiping them. So there's a whole bunch of different stuff that goes on at the same time in this chaotic mess where you're trying to run shit over, you're trying to run people over, there's cops trying to stop you, so you're trying to hit them. You're also trying to make sure that you're, not crashing into things that you can't crash into, so you kind of lose time because you are on a timer. So there's a lot of things that kind of are all happening at the exact same time. And there are a couple of milestones that will be that you have to keep an eye on. So for example, you'll have to maybe boost for a certain amount of time, or you'll have to hit a number of billboards or hit a number of people. It's not active on your screen like you have in the run, but before you start a run, you'll know, oh, okay, I need to hit another 8 people in this run minimum to advance the story a little bit more. It's a short game. I haven't finished it yet, but it seems like most playthroughs are somewhere in the 3 to 4 hour range. The one exception that, I think really takes some points off it, it's just this map. That's all it is. So you're just playing the same loop over and over again. But to do it 3 or 4 hours is not exactly massive. I've already put maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours into it, and I'm about halfway through all the milestones. And I know I can easily go back into this and play it again, because it's another one of those things. And Chris has seen me really get into a lot of games like this lately, where it's just I can dive into you for an hour and then be done and be happy, or even less than that. And that's what this game does. You'll have a run that maybe only takes you 10 minutes, and sometimes even quicker than that. Or you'll have a run where you max out as much as you can time-wise, and you maybe take that 15. But those runs shouldn't go any longer than that, and it's just sheer chaoticism for however long that lasts for. And I fucking adore it. And it's stupid as all hell in terms of its anime-coded nature with some of the in-jokes that it does. And again, it has that very crazy indie Crazy Taxi vibes to it that is making me very happy to play this now when Crazy Taxi World Tour is somewhere on the horizon as well.
Yeah. Honestly, I have a question for you. Where the heck do you find this stuff, dude?
equal parts Reddit and equal parts Reddit.
Yeah, no. Honestly, this looks awesome. Like
This sounds like fun.
I think this is something that like my 7-year-old kid would just go for, like, no problem. Like, I think he would love
Yeah,
it.
there was also what's the Chris, do you remember the title of that taxi game that I was talking about not that long ago? Was a Yellow Taxi or Taxi Goes Vroom or Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom or something?
Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom or something, yeah.
Yeah, it is Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom, and a similar coding to that, yeah.
Yeah. Because like he would love like the just driving around as a truck and smashing stuff. He would not give a crap at all about this like.
And there is a
demon
free
fighting
roam, so you can
story.
just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to play.
Like
this.
I'm kind of into this.
Yeah, me too. At first,
Like,
I was like, "What?"
It's dumb as fuck, but it's fun as fuck.
Yeah, I love that they've mixed like Crazy Taxi with like one of those idlers where it's like you're just doing things to build up a meter
kind of
so
actually.
that something's attacking.
Because
like,
the one thing I have to remind
genres.
myself too, even though I've put a couple hours into it now, like I still have to remind myself because I'm having so much fun just driving over shit. I'm like, oh yeah, you have to honk to activate the special meter so that way she actually downs the stuff faster. You got to keep doing that. My brain's like, but I'm having so much fun hitting shit. And it controls actually phenomenally well, actually. Like, in terms of, also on the screen, yeah, you guys can see now where there's some milestones where you go, oh, I need to get 120 stars in this example. Okay, so next run, I got to try to aim to get another 46 stars by the end of this run so it advances the next bit of story here. But, like, going back to the controls, it controls phenomenally well, actually, because it has drift mechanics with the B button, the boost is with the A button, the honk is with the X, and if you want to do a quick 180, it's the Y button. And then you got your usual triggers or brake and accelerator, and then the LB and RBs are your side swipes, which you use to take out cops, or maybe because there are some things that have armor on them also that are just stationary that you can also use the side swipe to hit them, because there are some things with armor like the cops or these objects you either have to be boosting or you have to side swipe. So all of these things, like, there's a little bit of complexity to it, but it's not so much that it's hard to master. Like, after a couple of runs, you'll know exactly what you need to do, and it's just a matter of, perfecting it. Like, I've had runs where I do over 100 stars in a single run. So it's just sometimes things work out. It could just be a bit of the RNG that you get certain missions that are easier to pull off at the time. So, because sometimes you get one that's like, oh, you have to take out 10 bushes or something, and there's only certain spots where they are. So you also have to learn the map to know where certain things are, because they'll be like, oh, you got to take out 8 beach chairs. And you're like, oh, shit, I got to get to the beach now. So it is in that same way of how Crazy Taxi would sometimes have the, oh, you got to go to that specific location. It has that kind of vibe to it, too, where you go, you slowly start to learn where everything is, so that the second that it comes up, you go, okay, cool. No, I got to go that way. Same thing with, like, it'll say, oh, you got to hit 20 cars, and you know, oh, the parking garage is that way. That's going to have a shit ton of those for me. Or there'll be objects where it'll be like a hit 100 objects, period. And you go, okay, well, I know this area in the map has like a bunch of traffic cones or a bunch of boxes all stacked up to each other. Or right now on screen, here's a parking lot with a shit ton of cars and a shit ton of signs and a shit ton of fences. So you slowly start to learn, like, okay, when I have this mission on my screen, I know here's where I need to go. And you kind of just also in the back of your mind start planning your route to kind of go with it. So there actually is a bit of mastery in that aspect, but also, as Kaylan said, like, this is something that your kid could just go into and just go destroy everything for 5 minutes straight and go have fun.
Yeah, that's kind of where my vibe is. Also, I noticed that the girl that you're partnered with, her name is Carissa.
Yes.
With a car. Beautiful.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
I just picked up on that.
But yeah, they put a lot of different elements in together, like Crazy Taxi. They have the Grand Theft Auto like wanted level system in there. There's a bit of like that mission system, a bit of like Chris even said, like idle, like cookie clicker kind of tactic stuff. So like they've done a lot of little things, meshed them together, and it's actually turned out pretty decently. The only thing I would say is there are some areas where you can kind of get stuck, but there is I think it's if you hold down the down button on the D-pad, like you can reset yourself. Also, don't play this with keyboard. Don't play this with keyboard. This is definitely designed for controller.
Yeah, I would say.
But yeah, it is absolute unbridled chaos, and I fucking adore it. Like, when I finish this, I might even give this a 10, but it's definitely like 9 is its floor. I don't know like this goes any lower than that, because this is just fantastic.
Yeah, this looks fun. I'm not gonna lie. I looked it up. It's $25 Canadian full price. I will be picking it up at some point on sale.
Because of the length, I have a monthly anime club that I attend. I even told those guys, because of course they're my people. this is a 50% off game at minute. I would not justify the price for how short the game is, unless it's one of those games that you can just throw it on and come back to for a little bit. But I assume that once I finish all the milestones, I'll be done with it. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's $25 worth it for the amount of time that you'll probably spend in it, but 10, 15, oh yeah. Oh yeah. All day. All right, is it that time? Is it time to
that
move
being
on
said-
to our main event?
Let's talk about it. Those are the games we've been playing. Let's talk about the games we're going to be playing.
Oh, segue.
Yeah,
Transition.
so Kaylan gave us a list of games. We narrowed it down to 16 so that the brackets worked out nicely, because I don't like dealing with buys and stuff because that just makes things complicated. And also doing graphic work for brackets that are all over the place is weird. So I was like, nope, we're not doing that.
Yep.
So we're going to do 16, and we're going to basically vote for... Sorry, go ahead, Kaylan.
Sorry, I was just going to say. So yeah, this is a bracket of 16 upcoming games. We did the next 6 months. So this is everything from Marvel Tokon all
Assuming
the
they
way
come
up
out
to GTA
on those
6.
dates, but yeah.
Assuming so. But we're going to go through and kind of see which ones we want. I'm just curious because what we'll do is there's 3 of us, 2 games. So naturally there's never going to be a tie situation. Chris. And we're going to see which ones win.
Chris goes, I really like the versus symbol on this one.
But I think the way that we've been talking about GTA 6, I'm skeptical if it's actually going to be the number 1 game that we are excited for this year. So I want to kind of see. Well, not year, 6 months. But yeah, I thought this would be a fun little activity.
I'm skeptical too, but we shall see at the end. So you're not going to see the whole bracket yet, so I'm going to flip the screen over. You're only going to see the first matchup. I will have another screen that leads to it, but you'll know we do have a round of 16. It's ready to go. You'll see them as we carry on here. I'll add more to the screen as we go, but our first matchup, as you can see as I zoom it, is Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, aka coming out literally tomorrow when the show comes out, and Onimusha Way of the Sword. So I think we'll just kind of go in order, and then we'll reverse it every time. Chris will always be in the middle because that's where he belongs. So I'll let Kaylan, you get the first pick on this one. Or the first vote, I should say.
I am truthfully Marvel Tokon looks really cool from an artistic standpoint, but I am both burnt out of Marvel and not a fighting game person. Of the 2, I think Onimusha Way of the Sword is one that I would gravitate to more. Both are in my comfort zone, but I feel like more a story-driven game more so than a fighting game. So my vote would be Onimusha, but I think I might be the outlier on this.
I think you might be. So, Chris?
I actually really like the versus sign. I'm not going to lie. I think that it's designed perfectly. I love the red with the yellow. I think that they complement each other. Kind of gives a McDonald's look, No, I got to go with Tokon here. I was just talking about how I'm all in on Marvel, but even before that, when I was actually pretty Marvel burnt out, the fight, it takes a lot for me to get excited for a fighting game. And there's something about the art style of this one that's really, really caught my attention. So I got to go Tokon.
Yeah, my vote's kind of biased. Kaylan hasn't seen it in person yet. But I've kind of gotten ready for it.
Oh my God.
So Onimusha is going to be a great game with the stick. No. It's Marvel Tokon for sure. Yeah, no.
Oh, I had no doubt about this. Yeah.
I haven't pre-ordered a game in a long time, so that made this real easy for me.
Yeah, I think that's the most shocking thing, seeing you pre-order a game.
Yeah, right. All right, so we move on to our next matchup, which is Kaylan's 2 favorite things, Japanese and RPGs.
I like RPGs.
Yeah, but these are Japanese RPGs.
Oh, yeah. I don't like the
Final Fantasy
I don't like the
Resonance
J in the RPG.
versus
I like
Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. So
what the hell? This is hard. Why'd you do this?
This is the best possible matchup because it pisses Chris off and it pisses Kaylan off because he's got to vote for one of them.
Both of these are on my list of must-haves, possibly.
Keep your J's out of my RPGs.
Keep your J's out.
That's right. We do need a baseball JRPG. The Blue Jays need to win somehow.
Adam, you asshole. What the hell?
I didn't do it. It was a randomizer.
I want both of these so bad. All right.
You're not familiar with how a tournament works, are you, Chris?
No, he
really
doesn't
fencing.
understand.
This is the first round. This is the first round. This is we're Liu Kang versus Shao Kahn right out of the gate.
So I'll start this one. It's funny because I won't even have the console that plays this game. But right now, as it currently stands, like, I'm not nearly as interested in anything Square makes with a Final Fantasy name on it that isn't Final Fantasy VII right now. And while I do like the idea that they are doing a turn-based one finally, it's done in the Octopath Traveler art style, and that's not what I want. So I will say part of the reason why I'm not voting for it is just spite. But I will say I still love Fire Emblem, and the specific Coliseum tournament thing that they're kind of set up in the story here, I think is way more interesting to me personally. So I will give the vote to Fire Emblem on this one, and I will watch both Chris and Kaylan struggle to come up with an actual answer for completely different reasons.
All right. Well, I do have an answer. I think that versus sign is gorgeous. No, I'm kidding. So I'm very excited for both of these. I'm going to throw that out there.
Of course.
I'm cautiously optimistic about Final Fantasy because it is turn-based and it is in the Octopath Traveler like engine and everything like that 2D HD. I absolutely love that. And so far, the games that Square puts out in that engine is way better than anything that Square puts out in any other game engine or anything else that they've done. However, it's still Square, and I am, like I said, cautiously optimistic. There is still a part here where I could get really burned. Fire Emblem has hit every single one that's come out. Every time one comes out, I grab it really close to launch and I get absorbed into it. And at no point do I have any major complaints. There may be little nitpicks, but for the most part, the game's hit so well. So I do have to throw my vote at Fire Emblem for this one.
And I don't have to have an opinion on this, so I'm out.
Now you still got to come up with an answer.
I don't know. Final Fantasy Rose, because I played a Final Fantasy once.
All right, there we go.
Oh.
Kaylan, okay. No,
good.
Don't show them how the sausage is made.
Fire Emblem, please. I need. This is what happens with text pictures. The pixels.
This is why we should have shown Final Fantasy.
We figured it out. All right, move on to next matchup: Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis and Fable.
Oh God, Adam, this game sucks. Why are we playing this? This is hard.
How is this hard? This is an easy one.
I mean,
Kaylan, go ahead and start.
It's Fable. We're all looking forward to Fable.
Yeah,
no one's here. No one's gonna go
It's
up
Fable.
to
I think we're all in agreement on this one.
It's Fable.
Yeah, it is Fable. Like it by like a lot, but
Fable's making it to the top 4. Let's be real.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see.
But I'm very excited for this Tomb Raider game because I never could get into the original, and now I may actually able to be.
I'm not.
It looks good.
Bashing on Tomb Raider. Like I'm definitely excited. I like
it's just an unfair matchup.
Yeah,
the new trilogy that came out was great. I'm excited for Tomb Raider. Not more than Fable though.
Fable.
That's. Right. I'm glad we didn't have to think about that one too hard. Ta-da! All right, and then we move on to our next matchup. It's not like they're getting any easier. Control Resonant versus God of War Lafe.
Yeah, I got mine. I know.
I got mine. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in too.
Are we all locked in on the same? What do you think?
So right now, and this is for my personal preference, and this is still based off of bias that the trailer was so fucking complicated and I didn't understand a lick of it. Control Resonance right now hyping me more up right now because I really did like that. And to be completely honest, while I did enjoy God of War and Ragnarok, I kind of didn't need another one right now, whereas Control, I could absolutely do one more in that style, and especially because the combat's going to change and it's still got that mind-bending graphical design that it has. I'm way more interested in this right now. I assume I'm the only one on this one, but we shall see. Chris, you're up.
Yeah, so I am excited for Control, but I do have to give my vote to God of War. And the reason is I know I would actually play the God of War one like a lot sooner than Control. Control, I have to be in a specific like mindset and mood to sit down and actually play. It's heavy, it's dark, there's a lot more thinking involved. God of War is like sit down and play the action game with, Kratos or Kratos' wife or whatever it may be. And so I got to throw my vote to that one just because I know I'll play it first and it's more of a comfort food kind of thing for me.
This is a hard one because
I'm actually surprised Kaylan's having the hardest time with this.
No, so like the thing is, you're absolutely right. Like it's been a long time since I've played Control, and it was fantastic when I played it. But I also know that they are really weird with their games, and like it could be like a really a trip that I'm not into. God of War, on the other hand, is a Sony first-party studio by Sony Santa Monica, which is arguably top 3 developers in their belt. But at the same time, I've played a lot of God of War, and I'm kind of like not excited. It's the safe bet. Um, and I don't feel compelled for it. This is a tough one. I really don't know
It's
which one I
funny how
want to
you're
go
in a
with.
similar boat to me, where it's just you're not as curious on
Well,
what
I
they're
mean,
offering on this one.
I liked Kratos, and I liked I liked Kratos, and I liked the Atreus. I liked the North thing, and like that father-son dynamic. Like I have always said, it coming out at a really like important time for me in my personal life. Ragnarok did not deliver for me in the what I
Agreed.
was hoping for. It was underwhelming. This whole hey, Ragnarok is here, and it was just kind of two fights. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Yeah, I
thought that
can
was
see
like
that.
I'm not coming from a high of like, man, the last one was great. It was kind of okay. It was too long, too underwhelming, and that's left a sour taste for God of War. So I think I'm more excited for Control and what Control is going to bring, which is something different, new, fresh, and so I don't know. I want to say maybe Control,
Is that your final answer?
maybe.
He does-
Yes.
he does-
Oh my God!
he
Now I know
doesn't
how
sound
Chris
very
feels.
sure.
I know how Chris feels now. I'm gonna go Control.
All right. I'm not completely unsurprised, but like it's also one of those ones that I'm like, God of War should do some damage. But then again, like I said, that trailer, like anybody who saw us streaming that live, like I was sitting there being like, I know what this is, and I don't know how I'm supposed to care about this because I don't know what I'm looking at right now, other than
And I think
violence.
that's what it is. It was lacking some context of like who you're fighting, why you're there. Like it doesn't have that. Oh, like if it was like, oh, cool, we're now in Egypt and we're fighting Egyptian gods, or we're fighting, I don't know, Aztec gods. Like there's like it would have been more like it doesn't seem like this one has an identity. Like not to rag on it or make a joke, but it literally has a gelatinous
Not to
cube. Like
Ragnarok on it.
Yeah, I was gonna make the same joke.
Like it doesn't have an identity that I can tell yet. Not to say the game's bad, but if we're just going by what we've seen, I don't really know what we're looking at. We're just fighting some monsters, and it's a very fine line between fighting gods and myths that we know versus just here's some random giant monsters.
So I hope you guys have noticed that we're halfway through the bracket, which means you have 2 Star Wars games in the other side. So
You better
have
it
fun
better
with
not
that.
have
Oh,
done this to me.
did you put them together?
I didn't put them together.
If
Dude,
they're together,
stop it, though.
there is no bullshit randomness. You did this. You did this.
So Wolverine and Metro 2039. I'm
Oh,
just gonna ignore you guys.
I'm just gonna ignore you guys.
Gonna
You
ignore
gotta
ya.
build
You can
stuff for
ignore the
nothing.
facts. You can ignore the facts. This
All
one's
right.
kind of tough.
So Kaylan gets to start on this one.
I'm gonna go Wolverine on this one. I love the Metro games. But I feel like, of the two, I think Wolverine is gonna be the more fun, relaxing one. Metro's intense, and
It might even be the more visceral one, honestly.
yeah, for sure. I like Metro 2039, but I think if I'm looking at like a day one, what I'm more excited for, Wolverine slightly.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's partially a case of hype, and then partially like which one you'll probably end up playing sooner.
That, and that's
I know
exactly.
I know Chris is playing Wolverine day one, so I think I know his answer.
And I think there's also an aspect that, like, once again, it's a Sony first party game. Like, there's a certain polish to it that, like, I don't know Metro 2039 is gonna have. Not to say it's not going to be a good game, but it may not be as optimized, and it's not going. Like, you want to see what the reviews are on that. Wolverine, I know, is going to be a solid 8 out of 10, easy.
Yeah, that's why I'm choosing Wolverine too. It's the same thing as what I said for God of War for me. It's like I know one I'm going to pick up day one. I don't have to be in a specific mood to play it. Because Metro like Control for me is like a specific mindset I have to be in to sit down. It's very intense. It's a lot of like heaviness where Wolverine, same as God of War, is like sit down and Saturday morning cartoon kind of gameplay. Like you just play the good game that you know is going to be quality and you can pick it up pretty close to launch and you know what you're going to get.
Apparently, you can also see butts in Wolverine.
Yeah, apparently I'm assuming it's Logan's. I'm assuming we're going to see his butt a
It
bunch.
could be everybody's butt. Who knows?
I just hope it's butt mode. I hope there's a butt mode and you just see butts everywhere.
I mean,
Everything
mods
but.
will happen if it goes to PC. You know that. But yeah,
It's not that. It's true.
It's not
for
yeah.
now. We'll see. We'll see how they change their tune over time. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Wolverine as well. I don't even. Metro's too scary for me, so I
What a
can't even
sweep.
say that I'm. Yeah, I'm a bit of a bitch. But anyways, Wolverine takes the win here. All right, so first one on the board. I'm going to throw the bottom one up just to really throw you guys off. There's
Son of a
Galactic
bitch.
Racer
You better not have done this to us.
versus Phantom Blade Zero.
Oh,
Easy for me.
easy.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure this is a really difficult one for us.
Only one of these has
The
Star Wars
balls
in it.
rolled, and so Phantom Blade wins, right?
Only one has Star Wars.
Actually, Phantom Blade is in the Star Wars universe. It's an offshoot of The Mandalorian.
I mean, realistically, this might be the only other game I pre-order this year. I
I'm
still
so
haven't
excited
yet,
for Star
but
Wars.
it's
It looks so
definitely
good.
sitting there being like,
Yeah, it would have to have
the
a
only
really
thing that
bad
makes me
review.
upset is it doesn't work with racing wheels, and I'm kind of upset about that because it would be really funny.
That would be cool.
That would be, yeah. I wonder if it'd be hard though. It's extreme speed. I wonder how the. wheel
Don't
would
worry
be with
about it.
that.
It's fine. But yeah, my vote is
Yeah.
easily for Galactic Racer, right? And the more I hear about it, the more interested I am. Like this roguelite single player mode that they have sounds even amazing too. So
It can't come soon enough.
Yeah, no, 100%. I've been on board since day one, and the closer we get, the more on board I get. So,
All right, so Phantom Blade.
it's a Phantom Blade.
All right. And now, the Ocarina of Time remake
Man.
against Zero Company.
Oh,
Come
come on.
Oh.
Bullshit. Should have put crap games in here.
Yeah, how dare us put like actually good games on these lists, right?
I mean, is anyone going to argue against Zelda? Like one of the greatest games of all time?
I mean,
I think
since
Adam
I get,
is.
well, I guess Kaylan gets to start because we definitely we rushed through the last one because for obvious reasons.
I mean, it's Zelda Ocarina of Time. I don't need to say anything else.
I'm with Kaylan on this. Like as much as I'm extremely excited for Zero Company, like a lot,
Yeah.
I gotta go with Ocarina.
I'm literally wearing a Star Wars shirt. Like I'm the target
Y'all are still
audience,
wrong.
and I'm
It's
like,
a fucking remake
Darth Vader's
of an-
wearing
of
cool
an
Did you
headphones
see
right
overrated
there.
game.
he was
Of
sleeping
an
in Ocarina
overrated
Village.
game.
I didn't need to see more. It was just look. There's Link sleeping. Bye now.
Did you see the textures of his tunic? It's insane.
Just throw money at the screen till it comes out.
I mean, my vote is for Zero Company, but I will say, like, I'm hoping that Ocarina of Time's remake is as good as everybody's assuming it will be, because maybe it gives me a fresh look at it. Because going back
Don't
and
even
playing
finish
the
the
OG,
sentence,
I
Adam.
can't, right? So like,
What?
I need this in the same way that like I've been saying for a while. Like, whenever we heard about the Final Fantasy IX remake coming, I'm like, please, because I need to go back and play this with a fresh code. Same with 8. Like, I need to go play these again because I can't get myself to play an old, antiquated game. And I really need to know if it's just I'm not having fond memories of what the controls of the old one are, or if it's just me being older and having a different taste of things now. So, obviously, like, my intrigue of if Ocarina of Time is going to be good is a little more interesting to me, but Zero Company right now is more of an interest in my mind because it's Star Wars and XCOM.
Well, it's hard because like we've seen Star Wars. We know what Star Wars is. We've seen the trailers. We've seen the previews. All that. Literally, Legend of Zelda. We don't have a date yet. It's just, hey, we're making it. So it's a bigger risk, but I mean, like it's set up to fail. Or sorry, it's like set up to be like a hard to fail game. Like it's really hard for them to screw it up. Could they? Sure, but I don't think they're going to.
I mean, Nintendo
Yeah.
shouldn't.
No, they're pretty good with.
I mean,
with
this
their
is
first
one
party
of their
releases.
like golden goose babies. Like next to Mario, I don't even know. Like Zelda
we
might
were
even
talking
be
about the
bigger.
lack of new IPs coming from Nintendo. This could fund that easily.
Yeah, I think this will sell like crazy. I think that some people will be disappointed, but it's not in the actual game. It's because I feel like some people's expectations are going to be higher than Grand Theft Auto 6 for this.
It may be a case too of like they're going to overhype themselves, thinking like, oh, it's going to be just as good as it was when I was a kid, and you're going to realize, well, no, because I'm not a kid anymore, and I've played for a long time, so
Well,
I've seen a lot of this stuff.
I
and
think
it's not
there's
the
also a
same
lot of
anymore.
kids who are coming, or a lot of people who are coming to this from Breath of the Wild, and will be surprised at the limitations that I hope they
Yes.
keep with the
Yes.
like with the Ocarina of Time.
Or
I do not
they're
want a
also
Legend
going
of
to come in
Zelda
with the
Breath
legend
Wild
of like John Henry's hammer, and they're going to be like, this is going to be the greatest game I ever play, apparently, and they're going to be like, this is all right.
again. It's Zelda.
It's gonna, yeah, it's Zelda.
I know. I knew it was. So that leaves the last two on the list, which is Gears of War E-Day and, of course, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh, easy. Gears of War.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited for Gears of War. I really want to play the multiplayer. I've been dying for it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I know my answer.
It's
on
Grand
this one.
Theft Auto.
Yeah, my vote's for GTA 6 on this
Yeah,
one.
it's GTA 6.
I mean, it's hard not to. I mean, also Gears is a franchise that doesn't have nearly the cachet anymore. So the name alone just isn't doing it. GTA, without even showing anything, you're already interested.
yeah, and I love the like purple to orange color scheme thing they did.
Yeah.
I'm very into it.
Yeah, it's also kind of Vice City vibing again. Like, how do I not love this? So.
They
All
missed
right,
an
well, I
opportunity
guess we got
just
no
making
arguments.
a Vice City game and just having the 6 be Vice.
What the hell?
So we go to the round of 8.
Yes.
And
Here we
another one that Kaylan is like, I don't really care that much about this. But we got Marvel Tokon against Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave.
Ooh.
So I'll let Kaylan start with this one.
Tokon.
Yeah, he
I
has
at
no
least understand Marvel.
stake in this.
Mm-hmm.
So now Chris has to, because Chris can already like end the tie break.
Yeah, I'm okay, Adam. You're gonna kill me, but I gotta go Fire Emblem, and it's just because while I love Tokon, I'm gonna play it. I won't play it as heavily as I will like play Fire Emblem. Like I will wake up early on a Saturday and be like, "Oh my god, where's my Switch? I need to continue Fire Emblem." Tokon, I will hop in and have fun every couple days. I gotta go Fire Emblem. I know it's immediately I've lost because I know what Adam's vote is here, but
Yeah,
He
you're
only bought a
correct.
controller for one game.
I mean, it's also again like going back to this, right? Like it's not even the bias of I will only be able to play one of these right now because I don't have the system for the other. It really is like this is, and I said it when when I was streaming the initial announcement of it. It's two things that I love so much coming together in a property that I never thought would ever exist, and that's Marvel and Arc System Works fighting games. I never thought this was even a possibility, especially when Marvel versus Capcom already existed. So like, and everything that I've seen from this game, including the next set of characters they're going to start rolling out with this weird, like fucking like evil looking Cyclops. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm all. This might be the fighting game I actually put real time into, which is insane to think about. So
We got esport champion on our hands here.
Yeah.
that's not going to fucking happen.
Not
with
that
his
attitude.
Commodore 64 keyboard looking fighting stick. I don't know why it looks.
I don't think I have to worry about getting that deep into it. I still won't be playing that much multiplayer. Maybe I do play a little bit of online, but I doubt it's going to be that intense. Anyway, next up will be Fable and Control Resonant.
This is easy for me.
Which
I'm
one
going
you
to
go
start
first?
off.
Oh,
I can't. I'm in the middle. I answer in the middle.
Yeah,
That's
he doesn't get to go first ever.
That's right.
To be honest, right now it's actually not as far away as you'd think, but it is Fable only because I know what I'm getting in Control. And I know it's going to be like that B+, A- level stuff. Fable, I'm more excited for because I don't know what I'm getting into, but the ceiling is higher.
Mm-hmm.
So the intrigue for me is higher on Fable, although I'm knowing that the chances of it being better than Control are probably lower, but if it hits, it's going to hit.
Yeah,
Chris, where are you
my
on this one?
answer is so far Fable. Like again, Control is just a game where I think that it's a fantastic game. At least the first one was, but it's a lot darker. It's a lot like more intense, and it's like I got to be in the vibe for it. Fable. Every time I've watched it, it just looks like that comfort food game for me, where I just want to be in that world, and like Witcher 3, but like with more of an avowed pretty like aesthetic, right? I love the look of it. I think it's funny. Obviously it could not live up to my expectations, but as of right now, Fable very much is one of my top anticipated games. So it just wins by default.
I agree. I'm with you too. Like I'm looking for a world that I can get lost in and just, get lost in and just have fun. And that's a world of Fable. Control, if it's anything like the first one, really cool, but like really weird and really like got a little bit of like a stressful vibe versus Fable. Like I could go around and just kick chickens if I want, and like that sounds great. Marry the whole
They
town,
encourage it.
whatever. Right? Like so for me, it's Fable. Like It's been a while since I've had a Fable. I've enjoyed all of them, even including the third one. So for me, it's been a while. I'm hungry for it. I'm gonna get lost in the world of Fable.
Yep, that checks out here. So, takes care of that. On the second half, we have Wolverine and Galactic Racer.
This is actually tough for me.
Kaylan gets to start on this one.
I want to go with Galactic Racer. I'm a Star Wars fanboy, so it's got the little bump up. Of the two properties, I'm more into Star Wars than I am into Wolverine. I also, as much as I was initially like, oh yeah, it's gonna be good and stuff. We've seen I am hesitant / kind of apathetic towards the Wolverine in that it's not gonna have the mobility like you did with Spider-Man. It's a more linear story. It's kind of what we've seen from Sony before, and I don't know. I'm not feeling as much of another linear third-person action adventure story versus Galactic Racer. We've not had a good pod racing game since the first pod racing game, and
since we were sitting in literal pod racers in an arcade.
I didn't have a beard when that one came out, and now my beard is gray. That gives you an idea of how long it's been. So I am kind of excited for the freshness of Galactic Racer, and it's one I can see myself playing longer than Wolverine.
Yeah, the more I've thought about it, the more Star Wars Galactic Racer might be like my Forza Horizon, but in the Star Wars universe, where I keep going back to it and keep playing it. And Adam, when the roguelite story mode or whatever the heck it is, that just intrigues me to keep going back to it. And I think that will win over Wolverine, because I'll play through Wolverine, I'll beat it, and then I may never touch it again until it's been a few years. And it's oh yeah, I remember that. There's a new Wolverine movie coming out. I should replay the game because fun. So yeah, I'm going to go with Star Wars Galactic Racer as well.
I do think we're sleeping a little bit on Wolverine. I am voting for Galactic Racer, but I do think we're sleeping on it a little bit. Not in the sense of we're obviously saying it's going to be a good game, but
yeah.
I honestly think that Insomniac's done very well with single player storytelling in these things. They're not going to be, I know I'm not a fan of The Last of Us, but it's not going to be that level of emotional storytelling. But they've done a really good job of understanding on how to tell a comic book story where there is some emotional elements to it, but they know when it's time to also have a lot of fun with it. So I do think there's actually going to be some really good bits to this, and we may end up rating this higher than I think we even anticipated that we were going to. But yeah, I can't say with the amount of absolute over-the-top hype that I feel for Galactic Racer right now that I can't vote for anything else. So
yeah, I think in the end, no matter which one of those two wins, Disney wins, because they own both, so they don't give a shit what we say. They're buy both.
I think your argument with the Wolverine versus Galactic Racer, with Wolverine, you're absolutely right. Insomniac has been crushing it, but especially with the PS5, I feel like we've been oversaturated with Insomniac superhero games or Marvel games.
That's because they're the only ones releasing stuff regularly.
I'm not just I'm excited for an Insomniac game. I don't know if I'm necessarily excited for a Wolverine game. That's kind of where I'm at here. We've had enough. I'm good.
I'm very excited for the Wolverine story. I'm just choosing Galactic Racer because I know I'll keep going back to it, and Wolverine will be, I'm done with the story. There's nothing else
there's a legitimate shot that by the end of this year, if I do get around to playing both of them before the year's over, I may still rate Wolverine higher. It just, right now, the hype level is different. So,
dude, second half of this year is stacked.
Yeah. My backlog.
Well, our last round of 8 matchup, we're going to piss somebody off no matter what. We're either pissing off Nintendo fanboys or we're pissing off essentially everybody.
Which one gets us more engagement and clicks on YouTube?
This is getting shorted.
Yes.
This is going to be a YouTube short so quick.
Well, it's great that I get to start this.
Yeah, what's Adam going to say?
I'm sorry, but if you're telling me, I don't care if this is the greatest game ever made, it's a fucking remake, and you're expecting me to care more about a remake than even what I think is going to be an actually underwhelming GTA. I'm sorry, there's not even a question of thought for me in this. That would even be if I actually cared about Zelda, which I kind of don't that much, to be honest. I've never been, deep into it. Also, as I've said it before, they've kind of killed any love that I had left of it when Breath of the Wild was so boring to me. So, it is what it is. Yeah, it's GTA 6. I don't even have to think about this one. You guys might have to. I don't got to think shit about this.
Why do I gotta go second? Oh man, this is tough. Honestly, for me, this one is really tough.
You can make it easy for Kaylan, just not have to have him think about it anymore. Come on, Chris, be a good buddy.
That versus sign is looking really nice. God, like this is really hard because one of these I really, really want because of nostalgia. Like I love Ocarina of Time. It's not the best Zelda in my opinion, because obviously Link to the Past stuff exists, but it's a really, really good game that needs an update. Like the N64 version was great for its time, but it could really, really use with some like paint, right? So I'm really excited because I want to go through it.
I'll throw this in here because I know I've been talking shit about Nintendo to try to sway you guys the other way. I'll do the other way around too. Remember, we are just talking about the one that we're looking the most forward to playing. So nostalgia can carry a lot of weight in this.
Yes, absolutely. But the thing is that I'm actually really wanting to play a new Grand Theft Auto because I loved 5 and it's been so long. And the more I see of this game...
Yeah, see, Kaylan got a gray beard since the last one.
Yes. Like every time they show the game, it looks almost like it's too good to be true. Like the game can't possibly look as good as it does in the trailers and all that kind of stuff. Like it looks...
I mean, it won't. We'll see what the actual limitations are somewhere down the line, but...
I mean, I have to assume it's frame rate and stuff because
and
it's
maybe
not running
how much
on
they can
PC
actually
yet.
populate, because I'm assuming there's only so much you can still throw on screen.
I mean, even just the cutscenes and stuff, like it's insane the way that GTA 6 looks. I'm excited for both, but I'm gonna go Grand Theft Auto. I'm just gonna go with it because I'm gonna pick it up day one, and I'm going to possibly fall in love with that franchise all over again. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it.
All right, Kaylan, we clean sweeping so the Nintendo fanboys get real upset or no?
It's hard because it's like one of these games, is super hyped and excited for. And one of the games I've seen at least something of, like we've not seen anything from either of these games. I know what Ocarina of Time is. I have no idea what Grand Theft Auto is. And that's a little concerning that like we are like, what, 3 months out from the game and like we have no idea what's going on.
The argument you could make though is, do you need to know at this point?
I mean, from a, hey, how is it coming along? And like, everyone's like, oh man, Grand Theft Auto 5 was so good and stuff. But like, it's been 10 plus years, like almost 13 years since we've had a Grand Theft Auto. A lot of the people who made Grand Theft Auto 5 aren't there anymore. Like, it's a whole new team. Like, people have like retired, died, like lives have happened in 13 years. So I don't know. I am of the mind that I'm going to come out and say, I think GTA 6 is overhyped and going to disappoint a lot of people. That being said, I'm still going to play it. So yes, I'm going to go GTA 6.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reason that it's going to be it's overhyped is because there's no way it can be up to the value that people think it's going to be. It's impossible to not be overhyped.
And you have to remember, like, the mess that GTA 5 was when it came out. Like, there was, like, GTA Online 5 was a mess. And no offense, the industry has changed and Rockstar has changed. Like, we're already starting to see some of the trickling of the corporate greed and, monetization of this game that I don't think it's going to feel like it did with the original GTA 5.
Yeah, there's no way it lives up to the hype. Like, there's absolutely no way. The people who have it hyped up where it's like, this is a 12 out of 10 game, it's going to change my life, it's everything I've ever wanted, it's not going to live up. There's no way.
It could be very much like a GTA 4 situation where it's like, oh yeah, it's good, but like nobody goes to bat for GTA 4 anymore.
I didn't even go back to GTA 4 when it was out, but either way.
Yeah, I dropped off of that one.
So I know we're in the round of 4, but I kind of get the sense from you guys where it's going to be. But our semifinal first round is Tokon and Fable. I assume I'm the only one that's voting for Tokon.
Yeah, Fable has got it for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tokon.
I mean, realistically, like, I could try to make a case for Tokon, but like, Kaylan doesn't give a shit, and I know Chris is like way more interested in a not fighting game than anything else. So,
get gone, Tokon.
How long have you been sitting on that, Chris?
About 9 seconds. Yeah, it popped in my head. I'm like, hold it. Hold it. Hold.
However, the hardest match of all, I think, is this one. And that's Galactic Racer against GTA 6.
I think it was harder with Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, for me, this is GTA 6. I'm excited for Galactic Racer, but one of the things we were talking about with Galactic Racer is coming back and screwing around with it. I can see myself coming back and screwing around with GTA 6, and like the benefit that Star Wars had is also a benefit that Grand Theft Auto 6 has.
My vote is the exact same. Grand Theft Auto 6.
I'm genuinely stunned that there wasn't even that much thinking, because like I actually don't even have to think about it, but it's the other way.
Wow.
It's Galactic Racer for me. And the reason for
why?
that is for the same reasons that I said earlier, in that this game is overhyped. And I'm not going to lie, like, I don't know if I need to play and I've already said too, like, I don't plan on playing this year. I probably will play it next year because I'm not in a rush. Because while I know that this game should be good, I'm not wholly convinced that it's going to be as well put together as we think it will. And I actually have a feeling that this game is going to be a kind of a colossal launch. And I'm not saying like levels of what GT Online were. I'm meaning this game is going to be a broken mess, potentially, is the vibe that I've been getting. Not to mention, like I said before, this is something that we've seen many a times. Sure, it's been 10 years since the new one's come out, but like we've known what GTA has been since really the PS2 era, and it hasn't really changed all that much. Galactic Racer is something that we don't see much of, and especially in the combination of things that it is, and the way that it looks like how it's run, and the way that game is showing right now, looks infinitely more fun to me than just playing, while it's still going to be good, just another GTA story. So I understand why you guys are putting it there, but I don't have nearly as much. I would put Tokon above 6 right now, because I just have nowhere near as much intrigue to play this game as I do these other games. But yeah, I get why GTA 6 is making that.
I hear you, but
you're wrong. Stop giving into corporatism.
All these games are made by corporations.
Speaking of corporatism, hi, Microsoft versus Rockstar.
Oh.
My vote goes for Fable.
You guys gave in to the corporate special interests. I was trying to let the little guy win a little bit more. So I see how you guys are.
My vote goes for Fable because it comes on a physical disc.
I was just going to vote for Ubisoft. I don't even see them.
No, so honestly, I think I go first, right, Adam, or no? Yeah, my vote's actually going to be Fable. I feel like Grand Theft Auto is going to be good. It'll be fun. Might be a broken mess, might not be. I have a problem with and I'm kind of joking about it, but I do have I'm kind of pissed off with the fact that it is a digital only game. I'm tempted to hold out and wait and see if a physical disc comes, because as a physical collector, I am putting my foot in the sand on this one. I'm being like, sure, I'm like a very small minority and they're not going to know it's me not buying it, but I don't like what Grand Theft Auto is doing and the precedent it is setting for the industry. I'm also kind of hesitant in the fact that they were like, hey, buy the game, without showing any sort of effort in terms of like why we need to play this game. They did a sizzle reel kind of clip, but like there's been no deep dive. There's been no, hey, here's what the game's about. Here's how it looks. Here's how it plays. Just, hey, GTA 6, give us your money. So I'm not super on board with that. And I'm also like, I've played Grand Theft Auto. I have enjoyed the games, but they don't change in terms of like capability or what they do from game to game. Whereas, I don't know, Fable, I feel like, I think there's going to be some fresh new ideas. I think there's going to be a lot more surprises in it versus GTA 6. And I think, I have a feeling that GTA 6 is going to be very predatory, and I don't get that vibe yet with Fable. So, for a whole myriad of reasons, my vote is going to go with Fable.
Could have saved all that for Star Wars, but you let it go. Just letting you know, I'm the true Star Wars fan in this group now.
Wow.
That's
no.
true. That's true.
I'm the only one that defended it.
I knew it. It's all the Star Wars memorabilia behind you. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When we looked at our list of original 16 games for this, I already knew the one I was hoping would make it to the end, and it is here, and that's Fable. Like that actually was my number one when looking at that whole list. I'm so excited for that game. It's just the vibe. It seems like easy to get lost in. It looks very nice. It's like colorful and bright and fun instead of like dark and dreary and all that kind of stuff. It's got the comedy, but probably got some good serious writing thrown in there. Fantasy, all that good stuff. And it just wins hands down for me against every other one. So Fable, it's got to be Fable.
It's funny now that I'm going to make that call. I'm actually kind of torn, and it's only because the reason is because Fable to me it has way less of a a chance of being like polished. Because here's the thing. I know GTA. When I talk so much smack about GTA, I think it's going to run like it might run like shit. It would still be in like 7 to 8 territory. Fable could easily be a 4 or 5 if it goes really south
No.
quick. I'm not kidding when I say that. Now, no one would rate it that low because they don't have balls, because apparently everything that's made by a AAA developer, you have to give a 6 minimum or else you're losing your job. But this game could potentially be a whole lot of nothing. But like I said, the ceiling is so high on this game that it's incredible what it could be if it's at its 10 out of 10 value. Like, this is a game of the year for sure candidate if it does everything that we hope it does. But if I got to say which one I'm more interested in playing right now, it would be GTA 6, even though the likelihood is I'll play Fable first. But GTA 6 is more of a case of I don't need to play this now, but I know I will definitely get more out of this at face value currently. But it looks like my vote doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Nope. That's democracy.
So your
Yay.
winner
Yay!
is Fable.
Yeah.
Yay! Exactly as planned.
We will send your award in the mail.
I need to do one thing for it. Can I find something that works nicely for it?
I'm sorry I pulled the
No, I
balloons
need-
down early.
Well, this would have been a great. Imagine you were like, boom, and just a second set of balloons.
Oh my god,
Oh.
that image is huge.
Whoa.
What was that? It was so red.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm
Is
working
that a
on
letter?
it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's a
How
really big
many-
image.
How many
What's the opposite of
Ks
enhance?
is this?
Unenhance. Unenhance. There you go.
Ta-da!
Ta-da.
Unenhanced.
Congratulations, Fable, on your clip art award.
Yeah.
Wear it with pride.
Worth it.
I
Yeah.
gotta be honest, the one that
Fable
surprised
number
me
one.
here was God of War being so far at the bottom. I thought that thing was gonna have some legs on it.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, like, there's only a couple of things on this list that I think I would have put it above. Like, if I'm looking at it here, even all the stuff, like, it had a chance against most of the things in the first round that didn't make it. As soon as it would get out to all these other games that made it into the round of 8, I would not have put it above.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, like, the ones, like, I'm surprised Tokon went as far as it did. That's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but on my list, it wouldn't have gotten that far.
Well, that's because
Galactic
you just
Racer.
don't like anime. We know.
Galactic Racer went a lot farther than I thought it would.
I'm honestly surprised it didn't win. I legitimately thought you guys were going to pick it over GTA because we've been talking about Galactic Racer way more.
Well, because there's been stuff to talk about for Galactic
That's
Racer.
why there's
That's
hype
true.
levels.
Apparently not, because GTA is selling billions just with a clip art.
Just by existing.
y'all just saw kicking a chicken and went, all right, this beats everything. But Star Wars pod racing, you were like, that's not enough.
To beat the chicken? No, you can't. You can do real estate in Fable.
Yeah.
You can buy real estate. You can't do that in real life.
No. That's a true
No,
fantasy.
but you can. But in Galactic
Giants
Racer, you
and
can
real
push
estate
somebody
ownership.
and make them part of the real estate that's there now.
Honestly, like out of these 16 games, 14 of them are ones I want to play like really bad.
Yeah.
So
And then one
mean,
of them's
agree.
Phantom Blade Zero.
yeah, and then the other one's like Onimusha or whatever. Like it's just not my style of game. They're
There's 14
probably good games. They just yeah, they don't hit for me.
There's 14 games I'd play as well, and there's a bracket that I could just wipe off the map and wouldn't even notice.
It's just Kaylan's like gets stuck playing only Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem.
You know what? Just for funsies, as our last little thing, I'm gonna make you do it anyway.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Even though I know the answer, I'm still making you vote between the two.
Oh. Okay, I
Ooh.
got my answer. I know my answer.
I got mine too.
Yep.
All right,
What's yours, Chris?
I'll waste time on it.
I get to go
for me, it's
first.
Galactic Racer.
You can go
Oh my god, I get to
too
go
late. I
first.
already answered.
God damn you, Adam. Mine is also Galactic Racer. And it's only because Zero Company, like I've got a lot of other tactical games I can play. I just played Gears. There's Marvel Midnight Suns. There's XCOM. There's all that. I can't think of a racing game now like Galactic Racer. Like it is quite unique, and it is something that, yeah, I'm really excited for.
For me, it's actually Star Wars Zero Company.
Interesting.
Super excited about Galactic Racer, but there's only so much depth you can have, and there's so much only so much narrative depth you could have in a pod racing game. Star Wars Zero Company, it's a narrative game. Who knows what can happen in that game? And there's a lot more variety, a lot more surprise possibilities in that. And like for me, I like the aspect of like the story of Star Wars. I don't see there being much in a Galactic Racer game, and I see it being really good, and it's good at what it does, and it does a very small thing very well, but I don't feel like it has a lot around it, whereas Star Wars Zero Company, I can expect, I anticipate it's going to be a good story, gameplay is going to be good, variety, that kind of stuff. So both are great games, but if I had to choose one right now, it would be Zero Company.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
Good points.
I like these templates. I'm hanging on to these so that we can use these from the future now.
Yeah.
16 worst games ever made, and we have to pick the best one.
Stick around, people. It's 250. We're only getting started now, so we'll keep the bracket. We'll do more of them.
Perfect.
Maybe we'll just pivot, just become a bracket channel.
I mean, it works.
We don't know yet. Let's see.
I mean, should we we'll just start doing tier lists? Like, oh wait, that was well past the point of intrigue now. I love whenever I do a tier list, and I'm like, I'm like 2 years late to this party.
Nah.
But hey, that's a show of old men always late to the party.
Because showing up on time sucks.
They're timeless, like jorts or visors.
Or those fucking
Kaylan, I have missed you so much.
what was that? What was that like company that made those really fucking wacky abstract like button shirts in like high school era? It's like Randy Rivers or something.
Randy River.
Yeah, Randy River.
Do you know how many of those I owned?
Timeless.
I wish I still had them. I had a Wolverine and a Venom one and a Spider-Man one. Think of how I could show up to Marvel movies. Think about how I could show up to the theater, and they'd be like, that guy knows what he's talking about.
You know what they say, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Actually, I have other wacky shirts. There's a company called Roosevelt's, and I have a lot of them. So
don't plug them if they're not going to pay us.
The name of that company. The fact that I remember that company, even though I never partook in any of that stuff, tells me just how much of a scar that left on my mind.
I only shopped at Randy River for a while. I'm not going to lie. It was the only.
You can say this episode's sponsored by Randy River.
I don't think they're around anymore.
It doesn't matter. So there's no point. Let's do it. This episode's sponsored by Randy Rivers.
They're paying us with all of their income.
All right, the title of the show is called Our First Sponsor.
They said we could go in the warehouse and pick out any shirt that's left over.
Sick.
I hope they have my Wolverine one still.
All right, y'all. Well, that's going to do it for us. So thank you for 250 episodes so far. And that's the end of the show. We're never coming back. Bye, guys. Okay, no. Yeah, it's great having Kaylan back, obviously. That's another big part of it. It's so much more fun to have him here to show off all the Japanese stuff instead of it just being me and Chris talking about it. Because we're like, we can talk about it all now because he's not here. But it's not as fun when he has to sit there and be like, God damn, Adam and Chris, their stupid bullshit.
I actually don't even care about the games. I like Kaylan's reaction to the games, I've realized. It was always just that.
It also just it's so much more fun when my bad opinions are there right for him to like absolutely just go ballistic towards. So. He is the yin to my yang, so.
Yeah. I missed you guys.
I'm the line in between the two. I'm right in the middle.
You're my meter of like how well I'm doing. I'm here to just break you and make you crack on camera.
It was like 3 instantly. Like
It's kind
right
of the
when
test that
show
we both
started.
have. It's like, okay, how much do we make Chris laugh over the course of the show?
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I'm just here. Make me laugh.
Although
Hey, I
Kaylan's
get
job
to
is mostly to make him laugh. My job is usually to torture Chris.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, yes. You don't make me laugh. You make me feel pain. You make me feel so much pain. Whether it's like, oh, what's the best box art? It's got to be this one. It's like, what? No. Or it's like, oh, which of these 2 Star Wars games would you kill if you had to kill one of them? It's like, why? Why would I have to do that? Why are you making me do this live?
Because it's all for the views.
And there'll be
Which, for those of you that are here, thank you so much for checking us out. So you guys know the drill. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're listening on any audio platform where you can give us a rating, please do so there. Otherwise, share with all your friends. Don't forget our link tree, linktr.ee/pixelplay podcast, link to our Discord, link to our socials, all that fine stuff. Chris mentioned box art earlier. Our side quest this Friday. Don't ask how we pulled this off because it's not like we played any of these games or even seen one of these consoles before, but we did the turbo graphics, so we did the best 5 box art we could find from that console. So if you want to see some actually, honestly, like Chris, you agree, we found some pretty sick stuff for that console, actually.
It's my favorite box art we've found so far, which is shocking to me.
Considering that
this
we
is not
knew
helping our
nothing
old
about
man
it.
personas. This is only reinforcing it.
Well, I mean, it's going to be great when we do the game. Oh, that's still. What about the Game Gear? No, that's still. What about the Sega Gen? No, that's still. What about the Super Nintendo? That's still. All right, we're going to have a while before we kind of catch up to the modernized stuff. But I mean, for now, you guys can enjoy the journey. And remember, this is all PlayStation's fault because if it wasn't for the fact that they wanted to take away physical discs, I wouldn't have thought of this idea. So you only have them to blame. But
I
anyways,
missed that
guys,
conversation.
yeah.
I missed that one. They were
You missed some
Anyways.
good episodes for topics, man.
Yeah. Sony saw the opportunity, they took it. Anyways, bye guys.
Bye.